so the CIA station at the Johannesburg consulate knows his location. And then there are his Apple earbuds. If they were taken from his ears without his approval, they would continue to play tunes from his iPhone, contained in his travel bag. But now, securely in place, they are playing a double role. Thanks to overhead, highly classified agency Hummingbird drones, the bud on the left will send out a high-pitched tone if it detects surveillance radio frequencies used by officers of the State Security Service, and the one on the right would send out a low-pitched tone if it detects surveillance radio frequencies used by officers of his real opponent today, China's Ministry of State Security. Benjamin casually checks a clock in the window of a store selling medicinal herbs and powders. It's 10:45 a.m., and in 15 minutes, he's to meet an officer from the Ministry of State Security, their equivalent of the CIA, who wants to defect to the United States, and both earbuds are silent, meaning everything seems to be going well. A counter-surveillance team from the agency ghosted his route earlier, and if they had spotted anything amiss, he would have been instantly contacted through the same enhanced earbuds. So far, the earbuds have been quiet, but it's not going well. He can't spot them, but he feels he's under surveillance. Being undercover overseas is always one delicate balancing act, constantly evaluating the people and scenery around you, juggling the external legend of who you are and what you've done, while keeping the training and discipline of being a clandestine operative inside. Studious Dr. Jekyll and murderous Mr. Hyde, their sharpest instincts combined and enhanced with state-of-the-art technology. The exterior Benjamin is still happily wandering, apparently aimlessly, through these Chinese markets, while the interior Benjamin becomes more assured that he's been spotted. He feels like his balancing act is one fatal step away from collapsing this vital op, potentially the most important he's ever been on, into a bloody failure. Chapter 2. But the half-smile of a curious tourist remains as he continues his job. It's hard to explain, but after years of doing overseas operations, you develop a sixth sense that you're being watched. Nothing you could learn in class or during field training while at the famed CIA farm. The old-time lecturers would tell amusing tales of how their predecessors stationed in Moscow during the height of the Cold War had a hell of a time meeting up with agents. The KGB had everything wired in Moscow, from taxicab drivers to spa attendants. But one funny way of determining that the KGB was after you was taking a few seconds to look at the surrounding cars and their windshield wipers. Cars without windshield wipers, innocent. Because every driver in that workers' paradise Moscow knew that windshield wipers were kept in the car and were taken out only when it rained or snowed. Parking a car with the windshield wipers attached meant they would be stolen within seconds. But cars with windshield wipers, they belonged to the KGB, as well as cars with the best tires. No Moscow thieves would dare go after those vehicles. Smart tradecraft, back in the good old days when the intelligence world was black and white. Here, in the Chinatown section of Johannesburg, it was all shades of cold grays and blood red. Benjamin keeps on walking, not breaking stride, looking at the reflections in shop windows and car windshields, and he can sense it. There is a rhythm in the movement and swirls of crowds, but in running surveillance, sometimes you have to stop and see what you are following, and in doing so, risk standing out like barely hidden rocks in a smooth-flowing stream. Up ahead are a series of food stalls with bright, large umbrellas shading them from the June sun. A thought comes to him. Benjamin stops and smiles, chats to the shopkeepers in English, takes photos, and then buys a skewer of disgusting-looking fried food. He takes it in hand, starts munching on it, and approaching a municipal wastebasket suddenly stops and spits out whatever spicy piece of meat was in his mouth, doing his best to upchuck what was left in his stomach from breakfast, and in doing so sweeps the area around him with his sunglasses-hidden eyes. There. Young Chinese man suddenly stopping while crossing the street. There. Young Chinese woman, smartly dressed, carrying a briefcase and talking on her phone, taking just a few seconds to turn her head away from the phone to look at him. Benjamin